France's political landscape has been shaken by a court ruling against Marine Le Pen. A prominent figure on the far right, Le Pen has long been a fixture in French politics. She took over the leadership of the National Front, later renamed the National Rally, from her father, Jean-Marie Le Pen. Known for her nationalist stance and populist rhetoric, she has garnered significant support, particularly among those disillusioned with mainstream politics. However, her political ambitions have been dealt a significant blow. A Paris court has convicted Le Pen of embezzling European Union funds. This conviction carries a heavy weight, with a sentence of 4 years in prison. 2 of those years are suspended, while the remaining 2 will be served under house arrest with an electronic monitoring tag. In addition, she faces a hefty fine of €100,000. This ruling sends shockwaves through the political establishment and raises questions about Le Pen's future. The court's decision extends beyond the immediate sentence. Crucially, it includes a 5-year ban on Le Pen running for public office. This ban, effective immediately due to a provisional execution measure, prevents her from participating in the 2027 presidential election. This is a major setback for Le Pen, who was widely seen as a frontrunner in the upcoming election. The ruling casts a long shadow over her political career and throws the race for the presidency wide open. The accusations against Le Pen center around a complex scheme involving the misuse of European Parliament funds. The court found her guilty of diverting over €4 million intended for parliamentary assistance between 2004 and 2016. These funds, meant to support the work of assistants in the European Parliament, were allegedly used to pay National Rally staff based in France. The judge presiding over the case stated that Le Pen was at the heart of this illicit operation. The verdict paints a picture of financial impropriety and raises serious concerns about the use of public funds. The court's decision to convict Marine Le Pen of embezzlement sends a clear message about accountability and the misuse of public funds. The investigation revealed a calculated scheme to divert European Parliament money for partisan purposes. Le Pen and her allies within the National Rally Party allegedly orchestrated a system where funds intended for parliamentary assistance were funneled back to the party's coffers in France. This misappropriation of funds totaling over €4 million represents a significant breach of trust and raises questions about the party's financial practices. The court's verdict was not reached lightly. Prosecutors presented compelling evidence detailing the flow of money from the European Parliament to the National Rally. Testimonies from former party officials and financial records corroborated the accusations, painting a picture of a deliberate attempt to defraud the European Union. The judge, in his ruling, emphasized the seriousness of the offense, stating that Le Pen's actions constituted a serious attack on the rule of law. The conviction carries severe consequences, both for Le Pen's political career and for the National Rally as a whole. The 5-year ban on running for public office is a significant blow to Le Pen's political aspirations. As a 2-time presidential candidate, she had positioned herself as a leading figure on the French right. The ban effectively sidelines her during a crucial period in French politics as the country grapples with economic challenges, social unrest, and the rise of populism. Le Pen's absence from the political stage creates a vacuum that other contenders, both within and outside her party, will be eager to fill. The 2027 presidential election is now wide open, with no clear frontrunner. While Le Pen maintains her innocence and denounces the ruling as politically motivated, the court's decision has far-reaching implications. Her conviction undermines her image as a defender of the common person and raises questions about her judgment and integrity. The scandal also tarnishes the reputation of the National Rally, which has long struggled to shake off accusations of financial impropriety and xenophobia. The party now faces an uphill battle to maintain its support base and present itself as a viable alternative to the mainstream parties. The court's ruling against Marine Le Pen has sent shockwaves through the French political landscape. Reactions to the verdict have been swift and divided, reflecting the deep polarization that characterizes French society. Le Pen's supporters, many of whom view her as a champion of the working class and a defender of French identity, have expressed outrage and disbelief. They see the ruling as a politically motivated attempt to silence a dissenting voice and prevent her from challenging the established order. On the other side of the political spectrum, Le Pen's critics have welcomed the verdict as a victory for the rule of law and a blow against extremism. They argue that the ruling demonstrates that no one is above the law, regardless of their political stature or popularity. The verdict, they contend, sends a strong message that corruption and misuse of public funds will not be tolerated. The Greens and the Communists, longtime opponents of Le Pen and her party, have praised the court's decision, seeing it as a step towards a more just and equitable society. The implications for the 2027 presidential election are significant. With Le Pen barred from running, the race for the presidency is wide open. The traditional centre-right and centre-left parties, which have seen their support erode in recent years, now have an opportunity to regain lost ground. However, it is unclear whether they can appeal to voters who have been drawn to Le Pen's populist message. The far right, despite this setback, is unlikely to disappear. The National Rally, now under the leadership of Jordan Bardella, will seek to capitalize on the perceived injustice against Le Pen and rally support around a new candidate. The ruling also has the potential to embolden other European far-right movements. Leaders such as Matteo Salvini in Italy and Viktor Orban in Hungary have voiced their support for Le Pen, condemning the verdict as an attack on democracy and free speech. They argue that the ruling sets a dangerous precedent, allowing courts to interfere in political processes and silence dissenting voices. The case is likely to fuel further debate about the role of the judiciary in democratic societies and the balance between freedom of expression and the need to uphold the rule of law. The court, ruling against Marine Le Pen, throws the future of the National Rally into uncertainty. While the party has made significant strides in recent years, shedding its extremist image and broadening its appeal, it remains heavily reliant on Le Pen's charisma and political acumen. Her absence from the political scene creates a void that will be difficult to fill. Jordan Bardella, the party's current president, faces the daunting task of uniting a fractured movement, maintaining its momentum, and presenting a compelling vision for the future. The challenge for Bardella is not only to win over Le Pen's loyal supporters, but also to broaden the party's appeal beyond its core base. He must strike a delicate balance between preserving the party's identity and addressing the concerns of moderate voters who may be put off by its more extreme positions. The upcoming regional and European elections will serve as a litmus test for Bardella's leadership and the party's ability to remain a potent force in French politics without its iconic figurehead. The Le Pen case also raises broader questions about judicial intervention in political matters. While the court's decision was based on a criminal conviction, some observers have expressed concerns about the potential for such rulings to be used to silence political opponents. The line between upholding the rule of law and interfering in democratic processes can be thin, and the Le Pen case is likely to fuel debate about the limits of judicial power. The verdict serves as a stark reminder that political leaders, like all citizens, are subject to the law. It highlights the importance of transparency and accountability in public life and the need for political parties to operate within the bounds of the law. The Le Pen case is not just a legal matter. It is a reflection of the deep divisions and challenges facing French society. The coming years will reveal how the French political landscape adapts to this seismic shift and whether the National Rally can navigate the uncharted waters without its captain at the helm.